Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Ankush here from Alif Consulting. Welcome in our Azure Stack HCI case study. In this case study, we will be going to talk about how customers have saved up to 400k of pounds in a year on the power saving, right? So this customer is basically running on the on-premise data center. So what they have done, actually, they have done the consolidation of their data center into the Azure Stack HCI hardware, and with that one, they are able to save around 100k of money in a year on the power consumption. So here is the agenda of this video. So we're gonna have an understanding about the customer, like what is this customer is, what they are doing it, and what they have. And then we're gonna be talk about what is their strategy is, what they were having in on-premise, or what they have on the cloud. What kind of architecture is there, how the architecture is, how they're getting the maximum results, how they become flexible from basic from the consolidations, and how they have gained more power and use the less power to run the SCI stack. So this is a British retail customer who is serving customer and the community for more than 150 years by staying true to values like equities, solidaries, and concern for the communication. Right. So this is a retail group is basically have completely organic growth. They have done a lot of acquisitions in this 150 years. Uh, the customer has grown to become one of the largest food supplier into the UK and more than 2,500 locations. It also one of the UK leading funeral service provider, a major player in the general insurance industry, and build and budding legal services provider. Right. However, the growth left the company with a high complex and the digital infrastructure that provided difficult to manage. To continue deliver the value to the customer and communication, this customer have decided to simplify its IT infrastructure and gain greater management control with the Microsoft Cloud and Azure SCI stack. So the environment which customer is running is purely on the on-premise data center, and it's not I would say ready to have any kind of digital transformation, because they were running a lot of old resources into their on-premise data center. So what they did, actually, they use the Azure Cloud and Azure Stack HCI to consolidate the data center. Now, customer have done a lot of mergers, acquisitions, and have the various application deployment. Has left the customer with the monolithic applications into the two data center. The resulting technology swell lead to visibility and management challenges for which customer has to retain the skill set across the numerous platforms, databases, operating system, and the need for comprehensive management. Although customer have a cloud first strategy, it need to maintain the on-premise infrastructure because of the older application which is not a cloud certified, and other key application has the legacy requirement, right? So taking a reason and the hybrid migration approach, customer have begun the cloud journey by overseeing a supply chain transformations efforts for SAP in its retail business, which it decided to run on the Azure. By using the Azure to run the SAP workload, customer was able to take the infrastructure off that critical path of the delivery and realize a true impressive deployment time. So the SAP was the first workload which has been moved to the Azure cloud, and with this one they were able to take the advantage of it and able to understand uh, like how things work, and realize the true impressive deployment time, right? So SAP on Azure was the first implementation of the company where company is working with the Microsoft deep dive expertise through its product development engineering team, which work on site to help resolve some pressing infrastructure challenges. With the momentum, customer pursued a hybrid infrastructure approach to harmonized its on-premise infrastructure and the cloud support model, and the Azure Stack HCI was a key part of the plan. Customer began by engaging the client architecture from the provider to help through the infrastructure opening options. This led to work with the HP and choosing HP as a provider based on the strength of the relationship, internal scale, and a positive previous experience with HP hardware and the association support. Simplifying the architecture to getting the maximum result. So customers SCA stack environment consists 4 cluster, where 2 cluster was used for general purpose and 2 was for databases, with 3 node running onto the each cluster. Company have approximately 200 instances of the virtual machines across its physical and Hyper-V states, with the with almost all of its current virtual workload migrated to the Azure Stack SCI, because most of the customer workload running on the Azure Stack SCI as are Arc enable. Company can bring valuable Azure services into its SCI environment. Customer is examine the other way in which it might be further utilize the Azure Arc to deliver the greater platform visibility and management across its cloud and on-premise environment. For consolidation come the flexibility. So customer consolidated as the physical environment of the SCA stack to represent a big win for retailer. By moving its traditional theater application to hyper coverage infrastructure, company gain the versatility and the scale of the cloud while maintaining the freedom of retaining the workload to the on-premise as necessary. The end migration to Azure Stack SCA extended support for the customer, security to long run operating system, and added a benefit which customer have realized performance improvement, right? To the simplification and resiliency of the new infrastructure means less outage and the better employment experience. With harmonized management across its hybrid environment that added a production of tool like monitoring and the sentinel, company have reduced the potentials of the incidents and the outage to better ensure the stores are stocked. And now it is its IT team are spending less time responding to the issue. They can spend more time on focusing on optimization in the new deployment. So that kind of flexibility they will get once they have consolidated their environment into the Azure Stack HCI. More power gain, less power use. Perhaps the biggest benefit which customer get is Azure Stack HCI installations is how help them to drive the company's sustainability commitment and the support its core value. Azure Stack HCI migration reduce the customer data center footprint from the 16 racks to 4, which have significantly reduced the power consumption. Azure Stack HCI deployment have delivered a saving of roughly 400k pounds a year on the power saving and the cooling alone, comprised with the C7000 blade customer was running. By choosing the greater consistency and simplicity in its infrastructure along with the better outcome for its people and community, customer is continue to lead the future by staying true to it past. So this customer was having data center. They was having Azure also. So what customer did here, the main goal is they have basically reduced their footprint which is on the on-premise, because the hardware is getting old, their application is basically running on all. So they choose the SCA stack to run or retain the on-premise workload which cannot run on the cloud. At the same time, they are basically using the Azure Arc to enable all of the resources to the cloud enable and Azure enable, so that they can further take the advantage of the Azure cloud to better management, so that they can get more power on the control. Well, that's it in this video. I hope you like this video. If you like, please click on like and subscribe for more upcoming videos, and feel free to reach us if you have any questions. Thank you.